Hello everyone, I'm Danilo Cabrera, Head of Investor Relations at Minerva Foods. We released our results for the third Q21, and I will now present the main highlights to you. I begin this presentation with very positive news. We announced the early distribution of dividends in the overall amount of 200 million reais, or 0.35 cents per share, a payout of nearly 45% of the accumulated income for the 9 months this year, due to the Minerva Foods' excellent operational and financial performance. This quarter, I want to call your attention to one of our major competitive advantages, the geographic diversification of Minerva Foods operations. Our operational footprint in South America plays a fundamental role in our strategy to reduce risks and increase opportunities for our export platform. This was fundamental to this quarter. China's temporary restrictions on the Brazilian beef exports were mitigated by relocating the demand to our plants in Argentina and Uruguay, so we continue to export to this important market. This was possible thanks to our strategy of geographical diversification. And what's more, with the acquisition of 2 lamb plants in Australia, which was announced early in this quarter, Minerva Foods will gain even more competitive advantage on this front. Our performance in the third Q21 and the 9 months of the year confirms Minerva Foods' leadership in the beef exports in South America, with a market share of around 20%. Demand continues strong, especially in Asia, and opportunities are increasingly consistent for the exporters of our continent. The outlook for beef producers is very positive, especially for export companies. As I mentioned, beef demand mainly comes from Asia, but we have increasing opportunities in other markets like the United States, Europe, Chile, Russia, and the Middle East. There should be more opportunities in the coming months as the vaccination against the COVID-19 advances and the global economy starts to rebound. Talking about our financial figures, we reached a record consolidated gross revenue of 26.6 billion of reais in the last 12 months, up 36% versus the same period of 2020. Gross revenue increased by 44% year-on-year in the third Q21, totaling 7.8 billion reais, with exports accounting for 70% of that revenue. And the quarter set an all-time highs. Our positive performance in the period resulted in a record EBITDA of 648 million reais, up 17% over the third Q20. In the last 12 months, EBITDA totaled 2.3 billion reais, an increase of 8% year-on-year, and also reaching the highest level for a 12-month period, with an EBITDA margin of 9.1%. Net income was positive for the 8th consecutive quarter, totaling 72.4 million reais in the third Q21, an annual rise of 24%. Year to date, net income reached 449 million reais, and in the last 12 months, it totaled 563 million reais. Leveraging its arbitration capacity in the continent's animal protein market, Athena Foods continues to have great operational and financial performance. In the third Q21, the Athena Food operations accounted for the largest share of our gross revenue, 56% of the total, while the Brazilian division brought in 38% and the trading division contributed the remaining 6%. I also highlight one of Minerva Foods' priorities, the free cash flow generation, which was positive for the 15th consecutive quarter. In third Q21, free cash flow generation reached 83 million reais. In the year, free cash flow accumulated to 817 million reais, and in the last 12 months, it totaled 849 million reais. Talking about our final figures, our leverage remained stable at 2.4 times net debt to EBITDA, and the company's liquidity continues to be at a very comfortable level, with a cash position of around 8 billion reais, ratifying our commitment with a low risk and much healthier capital structure. The quarter was also marked by important achievements and advances in the sustainability agenda of Minerva Foods. We fully complied with the third social and environmental audit of the Federal Prosecution Office in the state of Pará, the only and most reliable public verification of the production chain against illegal deforestation in the Amazon biome. We also announced Prospec, a supplier analysis tool for the entire production chain. Those were Minerva Foods' main operational and financial highlights in the third Q21. To learn more about our quarterly information and about Minerva Foods, go to our Investor Relations website. Before wrapping up, I would like to thank all of our employees for their commitment and dedication through another challenging quarter. I would also like to thank you, our partners, investors, suppliers, and customers for walking with us. We will continue pursuing our solid business strategy and attentive to opportunities in the global beef market, placing our trust in the work done by our team and in our corporate values, reaffirming our commitment to capital discipline with ethical and sustainable practice. Thank you very much, and I will see you next quarter.